you to say, bitch. You're not even the fault. I be going hard. I'm breaking their hearts. Like, this is me quick, but I'm quicker. Like, this is me thick, but I'm thicker. Like, sick of me rich, but I'm richer.
I tried dipping, he begged me to stay. Babe, I'm not staying, I just wanna play. She a baddie, she showing her panties. She shake it like jelly. 100 bands of Chanel.
What up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So it's me, Kyle, and we're gonna be reacting to this video that I just found, bro. Do not mind it, okay? But let's get to the video. Okay, guys, we're back, and Easton's still having, I guess, the argument with his sister, so we're gonna react to the video still. Okay.
containing an illegal substance
Oh,
before
guys, it's not my internet that's pausing it. That's how it is.
pressuring the employee to prepare milkshakes for them. Inside, while the three friends are at a booth, Logan spots Claire at the counter and says he wants to introduce himself. Soon, Eric and Josh begrudgingly join him at the counter and sit next to the teacher. Moments later, Logan gets a text from his mother to come home, so he and Josh leave. The lone student remarks that his friends think the food he orders is free just because he works at the diner, so Claire insists she pay for the milkshakes. She says she used to work in a diner herself and knows how difficult it can be to make money at a young age. Their conversation drifts to college applications, and he says he wishes to get a scholarship so he can attend the University of Texas. However,
W.
he's already taken his SATs twice and fell short of the score
See, guys,
requirement
that's what I mean,
both
like, it
times.
pauses it also,
Suddenly,
so-
he suggests that maybe the teacher can tutor him for the exam, and she says if the school allows it, she'd be up for it. Later, after the meal, she offers him a ride home. In the car, she mentions that her brother, a cop, lives in the same area that Eric does. Then she plays a Frank Ocean song on the radio, and Eric is surprised that a teacher listens to this type of music, finding her even more interesting. While
Hey, yo.
lying in bed, the teacher
Hey, yo.
checks her phone and sees that Eric sent her a follow request, but she chooses not to accept it. That night,
Damn.
Claire has a dream
Oh, wait.
where she shares an intimate moment with her student in her marital bed. Suddenly, Matt
Hey,
wakes
yo.
her up and says he was able to catch a late flight to get home. Although he just wishes to go to bed since he's tired from traveling, Claire tells him they should
What? You have to leave the call?
No, but the book I'm reading, look. Okay?
I don't want to see no book you're reading. Guys, W edit.
Yes. Wait, what edit?
The edit you made.
Oh, my LeBron edit? Yeah.
That's a W. Awesome.
My uncle grew the biggest watermelon you ever have this.
Oh, hell no. Okay, stop reading that book.
Man, it was
should make love so they don't waste her ovulation cycle. That weekend, the woman dresses up to go out, and when Matt asks her where she's headed, she says she's having brunch with Catherine. However, she's actually meeting up with Eric at the diner so they can get started on their first tutoring session. 1 month later, Eric and his friends are at a house party where he ends up making out with his ex-girlfriend Allison. In the middle of the tryst, Logan walks in along with Mary, so Allison tells them to leave and says Mary can do so much better. Soon, the
Hey, yo. What is this video? Okay, Okay,
cops
W,
arrive
I
to
guess?
bust the teenagers drinking alcohol and using illegal substances. Eric tries to escape, but the moment he runs out the bedroom door, a cop is already making his way up the stairs. Later,
Damn.
Officer Nate Wilson orders the student to blow into the breathalyzer, aware that a citation from the authorities will look poorly when included in a college scholarship application. He asks the cop if he has a sister who works at Westerbrook High School as a teacher. He begs the officer not to contact his mother and to call Claire instead, because she's been tutoring him for several weeks now. Moments later, Claire receives a call from her brother who fills her in on the details of her student's predicament. The woman asks him to just let this one indiscretion slide as a
I
favor
knew
for her,
it was her
and
brother.
says she'll be there as soon as possible to pick Eric up. So she tells Matt that one of her students is in trouble and she has to head out to help him. Meanwhile, Eric sits at the curb next to Allison, who wonders how he's so lucky not to get a citation. Then her father arrives to pick her up. Later, Nate takes the student over to Claire's car, and the woman thanks her brother for doing her a favor. After the cop leaves, she admonishes the student for making poor decisions and he apologizes. She asserts that he should never tell anyone about what happened tonight, including her brother bailing him out and Claire driving him a ride home, since it could result in Nate losing his job. When he calls her Miss Wilson, she tells him that he doesn't need to be so formal when they aren't in school, and that he can just call her Claire. The next morning, Eric prepares for his tutoring session at the diner later that day. As he's getting ready, his brother Phil calls on him and says there's a lady at the door. To his surprise, he finds Claire standing outside and invites her in. She says that he wasn't answering any of her calls, so she decided to head to his house. She'd like to take him somewhere. The
Sorry
woman
about that.
proposes that instead of doing their usual SAT prep, she'd like to take him somewhere else for the day.
Hey,
So
yo.
Eric takes his younger brothers Phil and Devin to the neighbors before the pair can head out. In the car, he asks the teacher where she's taking him, jokingly adding that he feels like he's being kidnapped. Claire reveals that she's taking him to the University of Texas, or UT, so she can show him around, since it's also her alma mater. While strolling through the campus, she asks him what his goals in life are, and he says that he's always wanted to be
Not gonna lie, this girl looks younger than him.
a doctor because he
I
wants
can't.
to help people. Suddenly, a pickup truck stops in front of them, and Cody, Logan's older brother who goes to UT, calls Eric over and invites him to a little shindig at their frat house happening in a few hours. Though apprehensive at first since he's with a teacher, Eric says he'll drop by after Claire encourages him to go. At the party, the woman reveals that this is her first official frat party. She explains that she always commuted to school because she had to care for her alcoholic father, and the responsibility never allowed her to attend social events when she was a student. He shares that he never met his father because when his mother became pregnant, he just left her. Claire encourages the teen not to let enjoyable experiences pass him by, and that he should live his life to the fullest. Seconds later, Eric picks something from the woman's hair, and his gentle touch leaves her flustered. They stare at each other for a beat.
I guess W Riz? Wait, did I go too far? Oh, wait, no. I just skipped. Wait. Oh, I think right here. Wait, Easton? Easton. Okay, we're back.
Before she breaks the gaze and says they should probably head home. When she arrives home, she deletes his message where he expresses that he had a great time today. Meanwhile, Eric anticipates her reply, and when he looks at her Instagram profile, he sees that she still hasn't accepted his follow request. Concurrently, Claire enters the house and sees the musical equipment Matt just bought. He explains that he met several doctors at his job who are also into music and want to form a band. The woman is irate that he spent money from their savings on something he never consulted her on. He argues that the money he used was from his grandfather's bonds, but she counters that they were supposed to use it on something useful. Hurt, Matt says he's always loved music and feels that she isn't supportive. So to end their argument, she walks away. At home, Eric tells his mother Sandy that his teacher took him to UT for the day to show him around, which delights the older woman. That night while Matt is asleep, his wife takes her phone and finally accepts her student's apologies. The next day, Josh learns that neither Logan nor Eric are getting detention for what happened at the party, to his dismay. Then
Kyle?
Eric realizes
Yeah?
You see the video that I just sent to the group chat? It is so true.
This filter makes your pictures dance. Jaden when he sees a off-brand Jaden in Shrimp Games. Okay, yo, stop interrupting me. I'm trying to react to this.
Why don't you,
that
here,
he can now
can you share your screen so I know?
No, it's like a weird thing. So like I
view
can't.
Claire's profile. He
Do
smiles,
it, bro.
prompting his friend to
Do
ask
it.
what he finds so
Do it.
delightful.
Do it.
Fortunately, the bell rings, cutting their conversation short. Moments later, while standing by his locker, the student spots the woman standing outside a classroom.
Facts?
He opens up her
Facts.
profile and sees that she posted a picture of a tower in UT with a caption that says she had fun yesterday. Mustering up his courage, the teen walks up to Claire and asks if they can
Oh,
talk.
hell no,
So
what's
she
that?
leads him inside the room. He asks her if she got her message yesterday, and she says yes. He thanks her for the tour around the campus before slowly approaching her. Suddenly, he kisses her on the lips
What?
and the surprised woman pushes him away and tells him to leave. Regretfully, Eric begins apologizing for what he did and quickly leaves the room. The stunned woman sits down at her desk and touches her lips, shocked about what just transpired. The next morning, the teen wakes up from a dream where Claire pleasures him inside the classroom with his classmates all seated behind him. At the hospital, Claire and Matt meet with their doctor regarding their chances at conceiving. The physician bluntly told the woman that her uterus is rapidly deteriorating, which stresses her out. Before the couple part ways, the man says they can still consider in vitro fertilization. However, his wife reminds him that she's the one who'll have to undergo the invasive procedure. Stressed, running late for school he did yesterday. The teacher emphasizes that what he did was not okay because if anyone finds out what they did, her life would be ruined. He promises that he'll never tell anyone about it and asks if she'll still tutor him. Appalled, Claire says she won't do it anymore and that it isn't her problem that he can't find anyone else. The student begs her to reconsider, citing that he can't afford the SAT prep courses that his classmates are able to attend. Sympathetic, Claire relents, but only if he promises that he won't do anything like that again. At soccer
Good
practice,
girl.
Logan asks Eric if he's going to homecoming. The student hasn't made up his mind yet because since he got everyone knows they are helping the students decorate the space for the homecoming dance. Then she sees
Sorry guys, I'm skipping it. It's just too
Eric
boring.
asking Allison to the event, which she accepts, clearly bothering the teacher. That night, Matt wishes to continue their conversation regarding the
Why is it bothering the teacher? Hey yo.
doctor's visit that morning. However, his wife doesn't want to talk about it, stating that she just started at Westerbrook and thinks it might not be ideal to take hormones, as per the doctor's advice at the moment. So Matt touches his wife's arm and assures her that he's willing to wait for whenever she's ready to take the next step, and
Ayo,
says he
what?
just wants to start a family with her. The next
Hey,
day at
okay,
Logan's
it's her
house,
husband.
Eric sees that Cody's also there. The college student asks him for an update regarding the woman he saw him with at UT. Logan feels betrayed that his friend
What I'm about
never
to
told
say
him
is so
about
true.
the woman he's seeing. So Eric makes up a story that her name's Stephanie and that she goes to UT. When Logan asks him when they can meet his new woman, he says that things are hot and cold at the moment, but they'll meet her when the time is right. Then he
Yeah, he's
receives
lying.
several messages from Claire asking him where he is, but he chooses to ignore them. Meanwhile, the teacher is seated at the counter at the diner, wondering why her student hasn't shown up for their tutoring session. Before the dance, the seniors are at Logan's house pre-gaming. Logan's constant mentioning of the hotel rooms he booked upset Josh, who knows his sister Mary is going to
The
the dance
world
with
is
his
split
friend.
up into
At the dance,
continents,
Catherine and
from
Claire are in the
Vegas
storage
to
closet complaining about how much they hate having to chaperone the event. Then the French teacher offers her stressed friend some liquor from a flask. In the gymnasium, Claire jealously watches Eric gyrating on the dance floor with Allison. Later, she confronts the teen about why he never showed up for their study session.
My question is, why is she keep being jealous and curious
He
about it?
apologizes, so she reminds him that he begged her to continue tutoring him. Eventually, he admits that the reason he's been avoiding her is because he can't stop thinking about her. He can't be around her because he's too attracted to the teacher and doesn't want to get her in trouble. Stunned, the woman tells the student to return to the gymnasium. Minutes later, while Eric stands by the punch table, he locks eyes with the woman from across the room. She gives him a knowing look and heads for the exit. Eric
But I just
follows
said-
her to the parking lot and silently gets in her car. She drives to a
It'll
deserted
be
area
hard
and
and
turns the
best
engine
at
off.
Tuesday
Claire turns to him and
and
says that
that
they don't have to go through with it if he doesn't want to, but Eric says that he does. So the teacher orders him to head to the back seat where
Hey,
she
yo.
joins him shortly. Eventually, she takes his coat off. They share a kiss
Oh, okay. Oh my god.
and proceed to make love.
Subscribe to watch more videos
Oh.
like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.
Yo, so many people are reacting to it. When did this go? 1 year. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. What? I guess that's the end of the video, guys. I see you guys in the next video. Peace.